Resurrection Man number 2, written by Dan Abnett and Andy Lanning, art by Fernando Dagnino. We last left off on like 8 different cliffhangers, but the only one that matters is there were 2 women who were very overtly sexual that were taking hostages, and by hostages I mean killing people, trying to find Resurrection Man. And then we pick up in this issue where Mitch is alive again, as I think he died towards the end of the last issue, and he's made his way to a retirement home. He doesn't know why, he just feels he has to go there. He goes in and he gives what he believes is his real name, Mitch Shelley. And as he's talking to this woman, she's like, "Oh yeah, Shelley, your father was here. He passed away like a year ago. We tried to contact you. Funeral was prepaid for, but some of his stuff is still in his room, unclaimed if you want." So he's sitting there in his father's old room. No memory of the guy, no memory of himself either, and he's just trying to figure out what happened. His father's neighbor in the retirement home comes in. His name is Daryl Roth, and he's like, "Oh, hey, yeah, I remember when you brought him in. Me and him talked for a bit. You're on some sort of hush-hush governmental research." And he's like, "Daryl, hi. I need you to tell me everything you knew about me and my father." Then we get a quick cutaway to an angel, I think. Basically, she gets a phone call. It says like, "Oh, where is he? Portland? Cool, I'm on it." And then she flies away with angel wings and surrounded by doves. So, yeah, her name is Serial. Anyway, back in the retirement home, Preston was a scientist. I think they said he worked for the FDA, whereas Mitch did really hush-hush government stuff. Like, he can't... Even Daryl has no clue what he did. It was just non-disclosure research stuff. But his father was proud of him, is what Daryl says. And Mitch makes up the story of, "Hey, so I've had really bad head trauma recently, and I can't remember, like, anything. So if you could just fill me in on what you can remember." And he's like, "Well, I mean, we could just go online. I'm sure we could come up with something." And Mitch is like, "Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, let's do that." So they're heading back to the guy's room, and one of the orderlies is like, "Hey, just a heads up, don't let him get too far. Like, he's good, he's a good dude, but he's got a little bit of the onset, if you know what I mean." And he's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, don't worry, we'll be fine." So he goes and sits down, and Mitch asks him, "So, hey, you're pretty good with the computer. What did you do for a living?" And he's like, "Me? Oh, I was a supervillain. Yeah, Daryl Roth. I was the transhuman back in the day." And Mitch was like, "Okay. Yeah. Oh, no." Cut to a motel. The 2 women who were killing people in the last issue, they're just sitting around shooting the shit. Probably actually shooting shit. And at one point, the one girl gets a phone call that Mitch Shelley's name was typed into a search bar somewhere. And so they get all their guns together, get all their stuff, and then call for a teleport to Portland. Someone on the other line picks up, says that they are known as the Body Doubles. So I'm going to call them that from now on, the Body Doubles. And their Matter Hammer is cycling, which I guess is their teleportation method. I don't know. They're throwing in a lot right now. So anyway, they teleport into Portland. It makes a loud thunder noise. Mitch feels like something's wrong, so he goes out to investigate. He sees the 2 women who call him by his name. They're like, "Mitch, Shelley, it's been ages. Did you miss us?" And he's like, "I don't know who you are, but I feel like you want to kill me." And so they unleash fire upon him, and he still has his water powers that he picked up at the end of last issue. So the bullets don't really do anything to him. He just turns into a puddle on the ground. Then he starts forming shapes and starts knocking the crap out of them. One of the girls realizes that, they're going to have to take him out in his water form if they want to deal with it. So they take a lamp and electrocute him, which seems to take him out, but he's still just like a puddle. So it's a bit hard to get him scooped up, but they're willing to sit around and wait until he resurrects with his new power. Then we cut to what I can only assume is like hell, where Deadman is lying in a chalk outline of himself, and he looks around, and there's just like a sky full of demons and a landscape where it's nothing but chalk outlines, presumably of himself. And that's where we leave off at. I really like the mystery in this. I think I said that last time, is that I'm a sucker for like some biblical stuff and mysteries and whatnot. They're doing a really good job of setting up the mystery, and it's really just the biggest mystery of all. Like, who the hell are we dealing with here? And on all fronts, who are the bad guys? Who are the good guys? The one dude who claims he was the supervillain, was he? Are we going to have to deal with him too? It's just a never-ending string of questions, and the fact that we're still so early on, I don't care that they're not being answered. Like, if we get to like issue 7 or 8 and we're still only getting questions with no answers, I might get a little peeved. But as it stands, it's still in the setup phase, and I really enjoy it. The big question at the end here is, where the hell is Mitch? And I'm interested. I'm super interested. It has me hooked. As for the actual quality of it, art's fine. I have absolutely no qualms with anything in the art. Writing, good. I think sometimes it might get a little bit wordy for some people, but for me personally, I don't particularly mind it. It's doing what it needs to. So I'm going to give this one a 7.5. Very good. Definitely check it out. Surprisingly, I didn't think Resurrection Man would ever be something I say that about, but yes. 7.5. Super solid book, and I'm never going to stop being surprised by that.